Hey, it's Paris. You know, I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and AutoCamp, I just slept under them. Picture me, serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Hello, my spectral friend, and welcome to the very first chill of the spooky season here on I Talk to Ghosts. I'm your haunted host, Jennifer. Happy September. To me, all of September is October Eve, so I am ready to ramp up the season starting now. I want to find the spookiest themes, the most unsettling corners of the unknown, the creepiest, most detailed ghost stories to haunt your ears. Whether you're sipping something warm by candlelight or wrapped in your coziest blanket with a hint of fear tingling on your skin, I promise this spooky season will carry you to places where shadows linger and whispers follow you. Tonight, we're starting with tales that reach deep into the darkness. I have for you ghost stories of haunted wells. We've all seen The Ring, right? So you get the idea. After the spooky, stay for the spiritual. As your resident medium, visit with me at my seance table to see what spirits linger near. It isn't spooky, I promise. I open up the space to call someone close, a loved one who has passed, connected to someone listening to the podcast. Who knows? Their messages could be for you. That's later on in the podcast. But first, are the shadows closing in? Do we need to light a few more candles before we begin? Well, the haunted well stories begin right now. I've always been drawn to places that everyone else avoids, old abandoned spots, the ones that have history lingering in the shadows and the corners. That's how I found myself at the old dry well on the outskirts of town one late summer evening. The well has been abandoned for decades, its stones cracked, moss crawling over the edges, and the earth around it sunken, as if the well had been sucking the life out of the ground itself. Everyone in town had stories about that well. Some say it's cursed. Some say someone hid a body in there a long time ago, and the water that once filled it is gone because the earth refuses to hold it. I don't believe in curses. Not really. But curiosity has a way of tugging at you when the air feels thick and the night is still. I approached slowly, the gravel crunching under my feet, and I felt the first brush of unease. The night was a little too quiet. My flashlight swept over the well's mouth, revealing its dark, yawning depth. Slowly, I leaned over the edge. My beam of light vanished into the darkness so complete, it almost felt like it was trying to pull me in. At first, all I heard was the wind, or so I thought. Then came the sound that made my stomach twist, a faint, irregular drip. Like water, but too slow and hollow. I froze. Then came another sound. A clinking, subtle but distinct, like chains dragging over stone. I wanted to tell myself it was just an old piece of metal falling, just the night playing tricks on me. But my gut told me otherwise. The air grew colder, my breath came out in little puffs, and then I saw it, or at least I think I did, a shadow, low and writhing at the bottom of the well, moving in a way that shouldn't have been possible. A hand, skeletal and thin, reached up towards me through the darkness. I stumbled back, nearly losing my balance on the uneven stones. I remember running, not daring to look back, heart hammering in my ears, the sound of my footfalls mixing with a faint echo of dripping water. But even when I reached the safety of the path, I could still feel it, like eyes, unseen, tracking me, waiting. Weeks later, I can't shake it. That well isn't empty. And I can't help but feel like I should never have gone there. My cousin warned me about the orchard well long before I ever set foot near it. "You don't want to go there after dark," she said, her voice low, almost trembling. She told me this story about what happened to her. I honestly believe that it was true. She said this happened to her years ago when she was a teenager. She had been walking past the edge of the orchard on her way home, and that's when she heard it. The softest sobs rising from the old stone well. At first she thought it was the wind or an animal caught somewhere, but the crying was too deliberate, too human. "I swear it sounded like a woman," she told me. I remember her gripping my sleeve as if I might not believe her. "And then I saw her," she said. "She was standing there, just beyond the stones, all in white. She was wringing her hands like she was trying to hold herself together. But the sorrow, it seemed too much. It was like she was frozen in grief." My cousin said she didn't approach. She couldn't. She said the energy in the moment was ominous and dense. It was early evening and the whole world seemed to turn to all shades of gray and blue. The woman had a faint glow about her. "They say she drowned herself there," my cousin whispered. "A broken heart, that's what they called it. Sometimes she watches for anyone who comes too close, warning them away from the well and her grief." As my cousin told me the story, I could feel the orchard around us, even though we were miles away. I swear there was the scent of apples in late summer, and that I could almost hear the sobbing, faint but persistent, echoing in the trees. I remember trying to reassure myself that she might be exaggerating, until I looked into my cousin's eyes and I saw the same shiver I felt. And to this day, I can't pass that orchard without glancing at that well, imagining in my mind a figure in white, wringing her hands, silently pleading, or maybe warning me to stay away. I had heard stories about the bottomless well long before I saw it with my own eyes. They say it has no end, that it swallows not just water but anything or anyone who gets too close. When I finally stumbled upon it one foggy evening, My curiosity overpowered my caution. The well sat in the middle of a clearing, its stones dark, almost like it was breathing in the shadows around it. I approached and knelt at the edge, peering down into the darkness, trying to see the bottom. But no matter how far I shined my flashlight, it seemed to go on forever. Then I heard it. A faint, high-pitched giggle that sent chills straight up my spine. It sounded like a child, small and distant, echoing from deep within the well. My mind screamed at me logically that it was just an echo, the wind playing tricks, but instinct told me otherwise. I remember leaning a little too far over, compelled to see who or what was down there. The air seemed to thicken, the shadows curled closer, and then I heard another giggle. Closer this time. I stumbled back in terror, heart racing, but the giggling didn't stop. It grew louder, like it was circling me, surrounding me. I ran and tripped over roots and stones, but even from a distance, I could hear it. Laughter. And the sound of water splashing as if someone was moving in that well. Since that night, I haven't dared to go near it again. Sometimes at night when I'm trying to sleep, do you ever get that feeling that you're slipping away or about to fall? I swear, in those moments, I swear I feel the pull of that bottomless darkness.
Switch to Shiseido Benefiance Wrinkle Smoothing Eye Cream and discover why people are calling it the best eye cream. A powerhouse formula that targets 5 types of eye area wrinkles. 96% of users saw reduced wrinkles and diminished dark circles after just 7 days. Shop Shiseido Benefiance Wrinkle Smoothing Eye Cream at Sephora and discover how change can happen in the blink of an eye. Consumer tested by 110 women.
Hello and welcome back to I Talk to Ghosts. I have a message from the spirits this evening for someone listening to the podcast. So thank you for joining me here in the candlelight. As I work, I have with me the herb skullcap. This herb has a gentle, loving energy that is said to bring peace and harmony. It's well known to be used in teas to calm the nerves, and you can also sprinkle it around your home to keep a tranquil type aura about you. Skullcap is also used in a lot of love spells because it is said to help promote fidelity, consecrate vows, and strengthen commitments. At this time, I'll quiet my mind, open the space for spirit to come close. Tonight feels a little different. I feel as if I have someone's spirit guide coming in for me. This guide does feel like an ancestral guide. The female energy, feminine energy coming in. They feel as if they're coming to me to let me know that you know of their presence. You reach out to them when you want specifically spiritual guidance, when you're working with metaphysical ideas or want to explore that path a little bit more. This doesn't necessarily feel like the type of guide where it's like, hey, help me make a decision. It's more about exploring your inner world, exploring who you are as a soul, and connecting to the universe, to energy bigger than just you. Like I said, they do feel like an ancestral linked guide. Their message is that you've been having a tough time lately. You're feeling a lot more distraught. The external world is stirring you up, and you can't break out of your own internal cycles of frenzy and kind of strife, not sleeping, worrying a lot. There's just a lot of anxiety, and your energy is buzzing, but not in a good way right now. And she's coming in to say, hey, remember me? I am real and I'm here for you. And she wants to gently encourage you to reset and get back on track, and that everything is okay. And so much that we worry about in the material world is actually what our analytical brain is telling us and generating within itself. And after a while, you kind of look for that kind of confirmation out in the world, and then it's all we can see. And just break that cycle. Just take a step back, reset, get back into your practices, your familiar rituals that are just so your own and so grounding and so true. And work with your guide. She's here for you. Your brain has even been telling you that maybe you made that up, or maybe you lost the connection. You can't lose that connection. That's like saying you lost connection to your own soul. We can displace ourselves. We can worry so much and cause that frantic energy that we feel disconnected because we're isolating ourselves. But it doesn't mean that it's gone. It's just what you're overloading yourself with right now. And if you can manage to gently clear that and again reset, it'll come flooding back in because it has never left. Your guide is showing me leaves. I feel like you have a really great connection with nature. Use that. And I wouldn't be surprised if, fall is coming, leaves are going to be falling. If she'll drop leaves, that are coming down in your path. There will be signs and there will be messages with leaves, with plants. So keep that in mind. That's really interesting. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it at that. If this message connects for you, please reach out and let me know. I love talking about spirit guides, and I would love to hear more about yours. Thank you so much for allowing me the space to convey this message. Thank you. And with that, dear listener, we've reached the end of this episode of I Talk to Ghosts. I hope you've enjoyed this kickoff to spooky season with those tales of haunted wells and the spirit work that I shared with you this evening. Did the message from the spirits connect for you, or do you have your own haunted paranormal experience with a water well? Either way, I would love to know, so please reach out. In the meantime, wherever you wander off to, in this world or the next, just remember, come back and visit with me. Have a lovely evening and good night.
Fear Daily is a podcast that takes you into the shadows of the past, unearthing the 1990s most terrifying tales of monsters, madness, and life after death. Discovered on a forgotten bulletin board server somewhere in Pennsylvania's Rust Belt, these stories are an archive of humanity's strangest encounters with the unknown, as told by the people who experienced them. Written by Brennan Storr, creator of the Ghost Story Guys, and hosted by Brandon Scheck-Snyder of Southern Gothic, Fear Daily is your window into the dark corners of our world. Follow Fear Daily today on your favorite podcatcher to receive new episodes Monday through Friday, each and every week.
Hey everyone, I'm Erica.
And I'm Elizabeth.
We're sisters, wine lovers, and your hosts for the podcast Spirits Uncorked.
In Season 2, we're leaving the haunted waters of Lake Lanier in Georgia and diving into all new spooky stuff. Shadow people?
I've seen them.
Haunted military bases?
I've served on one.
Local restaurants with ghostly reputations?
I work at one.
Okay, if something spooky doesn't happen to you, I worry about you.
The paranormal is my normal.
Plus, we'll sip and chat with horror authors, fascinating guests, and test out some superstitions along the way.
Knock on wood.
So uncork a bottle and pour a glass of the paranormal with us on Season 2 of Spirits Uncorked.
Get ready for sips, scares, and sisterly sarcasm.